So yeah, hope you like the gameplay. I'm not actually playing this is the AIs fighting each other, if you could tell. So we're gonna go with part 4. So we left off after the Sound 4 and Orochimaru being killed for good. Orochimaru being erased by the 2 Kuramas, and Naruto and Christian and Sasuke, and the 3rd Hokage sealing up the rest. We see the next part of the What If, Naruto training for Mastered Toad Sage and Christian training for Mastered Flying Raijin. When he masters it, he goes to visit So Naruto's training there for about half a year before he masters Sage Mode. About not even a half a year, about 3 months. About 3 months before he masters it. So when he masters it, Christian comes along and says, "Hey, I want to learn it." And then Naruto's like, "Sure, I don't really care." So he learns it, but it's not actually like Toad Sage Mode. His chakra turns into the Nine-Tailed Fox. So it becomes a Fox Sage Mode. Yes, shout out to Anime Ball Z, I'm pretty sure. I don't know his name. Sorry, dude. Well, I'm using Fox Sage Mode. I'm kidding, I'm not using that, that's copying. So we're gonna go with, he does get Sage Mode. And he masters it in about 3 months, just like Naruto does. But he actually does it faster since Naruto actually had a early 3 months of training it before. So after that, we have 2 years past. Naruto and Sasuke and Christian go on their final mission to become Jonin. Sasuke wields a sword. And Christian wields 2 katanas with lightning style. These are said to be called the Uchiha Blades. And they are amazingly strong. No one could actually they can actually pierce through titanium. Versus any material they can get, they can actually do it. So we see through the next part of this What If. Finally, Naruto learned to master Kurama Chakra Mode 3. The KCM2. He masters it. He can now stay in Kurama for about 3 hours. He can stay in the Kurama Jin mode about an hour. Sasuke gets his Mangekyo Sharingan. Has fully mastered his Mangekyo, waiting for his time to kill Itachi. Sasuke, after a couple of years, is probably stronger than he is when he fought Itachi in canon. So we're gonna go with the next part of this, Sasuke versus Itachi. It starts off with a clean fight, and then after that, Sasuke releases the curse mark, goes on the roof, and with the curse mark's power, actually, wait a minute, I just said that wrong. Sasuke doesn't have the curse mark. He goes with the Kirin on Itachi. Of course, Itachi uses a rib cage. Uses the Susanoo rib cage, so basically they're neck and neck. So, of course, when Sasuke is there, he doesn't nearly have enough chakra to fight Itachi. But when Itachi is about to blast him, Sasuke molds his chakra into a sword. So Sasuke creates Chidori. I forgot the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's like Chidori Spear or something. He puts his hand forward, and then lightning goes through it, piercing Itachi's chest. And when Itachi gets to tell him everything, Sasuke immediately regrets his decision of killing his brother. So yeah. What the? Alright, whatever. Sasuke immediately regrets his decision after he told the truth. He's like, what have I done? And then Itachi also tells him not to go near Madara Uchiha, the masked man. So Sasuke, of course, being the Sasuke being smart, doesn't go near him. So he's not passed out this time. Leaf Ninja come and take him back. And before Toby even gets on the scene. So now we see the 5 Kage. So Naruto and Christian are going on a mission to go are going on to the Hidden Cloud Village to help some people out. Help the Hidden Cloud out with some missions. So they encounter Kira B. And Killer B, obviously knowing that they're Jinchuriki, he says, yo, what up? I'm a Jinchuriki too. And they're like, what the heck's a Jinchuriki? And then they hear two Kurama voices. It's called a Jinchuriki is what you guys are. It's wielders of tail beast. And then they're like, oh. And then he's like, what tail beast do you guys have? And he goes, and they say, we have Kurama. And they're like, wait, you both have it? And he says, yeah, it's split in 50% each. And then Kurama's like, oh, and B is like, yeah, oh. So so the final part of this is, the final part of this mission is training with Killer B. They want to train with him. He says, I want to see what a Jinchuriki like you can do. So Killer B challenges one of them. He chooses out of the random and he chooses Naruto. Naruto, of course, is like, alright, let's go. Naruto immediately activates KCM2 and Killer B activates 8 Tails Chakra mode, and they start going at it. Naruto was obviously winning, so Naruto pulls out the Super Mini Tail Beast Bomb and puts it to Killer B's stomach and then exploding it. But Killer B transforms into Yuki, Naruto going into Kurama, and it's an all-out Tail Beast fight. Now the Raikage did tell B never to use that, so when the Raikage sees him using it, he tries to step in and attack B and tell him to stop, but Christian jumps in the way and says, stop, Lord Raikage. We cannot have you interfering. This is a match of Jinchuriki. This is not serious. They're fighting for fun. This is a sparring match made by B. And he says, well, this is a sparring match taken too far. I'm stopping it. And then Christian goes into his KCM2 and says, you're not stopping this. And then he pulls out and he says, you're not stopping it, and pulls out a kunai and says, no. And he goes, you would like to fight me. And he says, and Naruto, after defeating, with Kurama defeating Yuki with that Tail Beast Heavy Cannon, they say, alright, good fight, B, and they fist bump. Seeing Yuki, and he's like, nice job, Kurama. And he goes, thanks, Yuki, because Kurama's much lighter-hearted. And then I say, wait a minute, A is fighting somebody. And Naruto says, who's A? And he goes, the A is the 4th Raikage. And he goes, he's fighting the other 9 Tails Jinchuriki. He goes, wait, what are you doing, Christian? He's trying to interfere. I want to test your strength, Raikage. So he goes and challenges the Raikage and says, I'll go all out. I'd like to see you fight me. So he starts off in KCM2. And he's bopping the Raikage is doing pretty good in his base form, not as good. He gets a gut punch, and then he's slammed down. He's like, alright, maybe I should use more power. Then he goes and powers up all the way to his Lightning Cloak 2. And he starts and they're clashing fists, and he says, there's only one way to do this. Shadow Clone Jutsu. He sends 20 Shadow Clones at the Raikage. They're all attacking, and while he does that, he sends one more Shadow Clone to go meditate while he fights the Raikage. And he does it, and he combines Sage Mode with QB Chakra, and once he gets it, he starts bopping the Raikage. He doesn't even... I did not mean to say 6-pass Sage Mode. He destroys KCM2 Sage Mode. And one more final Tail Beast ball to the stomach, explodes it, and says, and then snaps. Goodbye. It explodes and the Raikage is knocked out. B says, wait, did you kill him? And then he immediately goes into lightning mode, lightning style, and he says, no, I didn't kill him, I knocked him out. And then B immediately comes down and says, wow, you beat my bro. And then they are super impressed. Next, it's the 5 Kage-sama and talking about how if all the Jinchuriki they have to assign a special Jinchuriki mission with all 7 Jinchuriki, because somehow the Tail Beasts have been stripped of their powers. And of course the Furikage agrees, the Mizukage agrees, they obviously agree for Gaara, and they already agree with Naruto and Christian, and the Raikage agrees with B. The Tsuchikage I don't really think has one, but I'm gonna say he does. So yeah, the Raikage also agrees with Maratabi going, so whatever. And then this also lets the Yagura go. So yeah. We just see the next part, and it's the Jinchuriki mission. So they also get Fu, everyone. So they have to line up all the Jinchuriki starting at the end of the Leaf Village. They're gonna go by tails. They're gonna pick up all of them. So it starts off with the sand, then the cloud, then over grabbing the 2 from the cloud because I don't feel like taking another trip back. Then to the mist, then to the waterfall, then to the leaf. Taking the 2 last Jinchuriki, Sasuke telling them bye, telling them goodbye, and then they're ready to fight. Then they're ready to do their mission. The leader of this one is obviously Killer B because he's the oldest Jinchuriki, so he'd know the most. And also A told him the mission. The mission is to defeat all the Akatsuki. And he says, this is only a feat that Jinchuriki can do. And they're like, why? Because they need to face their own destinies and beat the people who are trying to steal their tailed beast. Everyone agrees, and they're ready to fight. So first things first. Everyone transforms in their tailed beast, and Pain senses a giant spike in chakra. And he's like, what is that? And then he hears he hears 3 words. Tailed Beast Bomb! Exploding the base, killing Hidan. Now, it doesn't really kill him because he's immortal, but it does severely injure him and mostly everyone else. And then all the Jinchuriki are going full power. B going full power. Naruto going KCM2 Sage Mode. Christian going KCM2 Sage Mode. Yugito going I'm gonna say MCM. Yugito goes MCM, which is Madatabi Chakra Mode. I'm just gonna say they all have their own chakra modes. It's only B, the 9 tails, and the 2 tails. That's how it is in Shindo Life. New name for Shinobi Life. Oh yeah, just saying guys, Shinobi Life 2 will be releasing soon. So we see the next part, they're all raiding. It's Naruto versus Kakazu and Hidan, B versus Conan, it's Yugito versus Conan, Christian versus Pain, we see, Kakazu, no, I'm gonna say Naruto doesn't take Kakazu, he takes just Hidan. And B takes Kakazu, and all the rest of they start fighting, and they all destroy the Akatsuki members. Naruto suffocating, yeah I know this is bad, but suffocating Hidan, killing him. That's Kurama's technique, and Naruto just feels guilty as hell, because he hates killing, but it's the only way, because they were obviously going to go kill him. So he stopped it before it happened. Naruto kills him, kills Hidan, B kills them, and all that's left is Pain. Pain rushes at all of them, and they rush at Pain. Pain creates a Shinra Tensei, but they all stick their tails out and stick them into the ground, just like, oh yeah, I forgot the 7 Tails dude. Yeah, whatever. They all stick their tails into the ground so it doesn't go anywhere, so they don't go anywhere. And Naruto punches Pain in the face, and then he gets Super Midi Tail Beast Bomb to the stomach, exploding and killing Pain right there and then. But he's not really dead. He jumps up, and they all transform into their Tail Beast states. He sends them all back with a Shinra Tensei, and then tries to Chibaku Tensei B, and he says and he also tries to do Shinra Tenseis them all back, and tries to go for Naruto, because he thinks he's the biggest threat. So when he tries to, he's immediately blasted back by a ginormous beam, and he says, don't you ever try and seal him. 2 words come out of that, actually comes out of Christian's mouth and says, don't try it. And then he blasts him again with another heavy cannon, wrecking him, knocking him out. And then they're like, we have to do it. So they all throw him up, but then a warp comes in, grabs Pain, and warps out. It's Toby. Toby warps out and grabs Pain with him. And then he teleports to the 5 Kage Summit, because they're watching from a screen, because there's a drone, there's like a high-tech Blue Kage. 5 great nations. I declare war. I, Madara Uchiha, declare war on the shinobi world. So they immediately run back. The Jinchuriki all run back to their villages, and they create the Shinobi Alliance Force. Pain is healed up by a medical ninjutsuist, and also, so yeah. So the fight starts, and they create tons. Since Kabuto's still alive, Kabuto actually didn't die. I meant to say that Kabuto doesn't die. Kabuto creates tons of reanimations. All the Akatsuki are brought back. Everyone is brought back from the dead. Minato is brought back. Not by him, by the third Hokage. He says, "We need our forces too." He looks in the scroll ceiling and learns the reanimation, and summons the first, the second, the fourth. And Minato meets Naruto and his best friend. He says, "So you're Naruto's best friend?" And Christian nods and says, "Yeah, I am." And then they're like, "Thanks for being nice to my son. Not a lot of people have." And he says, "No problem." And then he's like, "We have to prepare for war, though. Madara Uchiha." And immediately when Minato says this, he says, "Everyone get on." And Christian says, "Everyone hold my shoulder." And Christian says, "No need." And he says, "Wait, why?" He says, "We can do 2 groups." I've marked him too. "Wait, you..." And Minato says, "You've learned my flying Raijin?" And he says, "Yeah, but it's not your flying Raijin. It's second Hokage's. Just remember that." And he goes, "Oh yeah, forgot. But I mastered it. I made it cooler." And then he's like, "Yeah, you did." So then they teleport to Madara, and Madara's like, "What? The fourth Hokage?" And then immediately he's hit by a Rasengan to the face and destroys it, and it's revealed that it's Obito. But before that, Kabuto gets to summon Madara, and he immediately blasts through the base and hits everyone since flying with the Susanoo, sending everyone and anyone flying. And all of them are back. And Madara immediately goes for the 2 Jinchuriki, trying to steal it. But then he's kicked back, and he says, "Nope." And then he says, "Let's go." But then Madara does something cheeky. Well, yeah, Naruto tries to go for a giant air punch, and Christian does too. Madara activates Susanoo and stabs both of them through the chest. Through the heart, exactly what I've been saying. So Naruto is basically dead, and so is Christian. They meet the Sage's 6 Pass. And also Sasuke's there too, and Sasuke also dies by the same blade. Except he's incinerated. So they all go and they're like, "Whoa, I didn't expect there to be a 3rd reincarnation." And then he says, "Naruto, you are the incarnation of Ashura." And then Naruto goes, "And you must know who my reincarnation, Indra's reincarnation is." And he says, "I know who Indra's reincarnation is, but I don't know who your reincarnation is." He says, "I'll show you." And it shows Christian being the reincarnation of the Sage's 6 Pass. No wonder why. And then Naruto goes, "No wonder why the Ninetales was so friendly to him." So he goes, "Well, that figures out a lot." Naruto gets 6 Pass Sage Mode, Sasuke gets Renee's Sharingan, and Christian gets something different. He gets all the Tail Beast, and he gets Madara's 6 Path. But it's also yellow. It looks identical to Madara's, but it's yellow. So he activates it and he says, "Let's go, guys." So he pulls out. Naruto and him both pull out truth-seeking orbs and create axes. They go right at Madara, slashing him. It hits him, and Madara is immediately getting bopped. So they are all fighting Madara, but then Madara summons the 10 Tails and absorbs it and then Obito comes. Jubito comes. So they're all fighting, and Naruto with one clean fist to the face knocks Madara flying. And then Christian hanging on, he goes, "Let's try it out. 6 Pass Sage Mode versus 6 Pass Sage Mode versus 6 Pass." Christian goes, full power and activates the Kurama, activates the 6 pass, and he goes, "This is the ultimate power of the Namikaze." And Minato goes, "What? Namikaze?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm part of the Namikaze clan." Then he blasts Madara in the face with a true seeking orb, and then creates a blade, and then makes a staff out of the true seeking orb, and starts bopping Jubito, and then finally extracting it out, and says, "This is the only way," and then blasts himself with it, creating full 6 pass, and creates the identical one that Madara has, and he says, and then he hears 8 other voices. Hey! Hey! He hears 8 other voices. He says, "What?" He goes into his mind. "Hey, Kurama goes, "Hey, everyone." And all the tail beasts go, "Hey." So they say, "We're all merged into your body now, so you can create that mode." He goes, "Alright." Then he summons one last true seeking orb and blasts Obito, ending him right there. But when Madara also absorbs the 10 tails after Obito's done, he gets 6 fast Sage mode, the same one as Christian. So they are duking it out. Whoever's base power was stronger was Madara, so he's in the edge of this fight. But Christian has one more thing up his sleeve. The 10 tails. If they merge together, they won't be able to merge back. But he says, "I'll find a way to merge you guys back out into your base forms." And he says, "Let's go, everyone." He says, "Let's go. Shukaku, Maratabi, Isobu, Son-Goku, Gokuo, Saiken, Chomei, Gyuki, Kurama." And he says, "Let's go!" And then he becomes mastered 6 pass Sage mode. And Hagoromo, looking from above, says, "Wow, he really did it. No one ever has done that, because no one has ever made a friendship with Kurama." So he says, "It's over for you, Madara. You're done!" So one punch sends Madara flying, and then a knee to the stomach. Naruto right now is helping everyone else, and they're bopping him. And right when Christian's about to finish off not Black Zetsu, when he's about to finish off Madara stabbed from behind. And he says, "I am Black Zetsu. Die, Madara. I will revive Kaguya." And he stabs him and brings back Kaguya. And the fight with Kaguya is pretty normal. It's not really as normal. Sasuke goes Susanoo perfect form. Christian goes ultimate 10, goes Kurama, but it's the 10 tails. It has the 10 tails color. It looks like Madara 6 pass mode, but it's Kurama. And it's a silver version of Kurama. And he goes, "It's over. I'm done with this. You don't stand a chance." And he says, "Tailed Beast Ultimate Bomb." So he creates a Tailed Beast Bomb. So humongous, so big, that it covers the entire planet. It's as big as the zone of the first orb. And he sends it at Kaguya. Sasuke creating a ginormous Chidori. Naruto with a giant tail beast heavy cannon. They all blast it. So when his tail beast bomb goes off, Sasuke enhances it and pushes it forward with the Chidori. Naruto with his tail beast heavy cannon blasts the blast, making it even bigger. And Sasuke one more time slices it in half, slices it into little pieces, makes it into like little senbone, and he says, "Tailed Beast Senbone Barrage!" And then all millions of Tail Beast Senbone, as strong as the Super Mini Tail Beast Bomb, kills Kaguya. And then Kakashi says, "At first, I didn't like you. Now, I love you all." So Kakashi does say that in canon. So he just does that little line. And he's like, and then after that, they snap their finger, and then they all seal him away. They seal Kaguya away. And they say, "6 pass! Ultimate sealing!" And then they finally seal away Kaguya, and Kaguya is Dunyan Rings. So then we just see, so they all grow up, and they actually don't lose, and Naruto doesn't actually lose the truth-seeking orbs this time. He keeps them. I don't even know why he lost them in canon. That was actually kind of stupid. So now, we're not going to move on to Boruto. Boruto will be in the next part.